YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. I've been doing videos for a little over 10 years now. So in that case, a lot of my first videos that still, I think, have pretty good information in them are not being watched at all because YouTube, they're just too old for YouTube to want to use them, I guess, or put them up on their lists. So in that case, also, YouTube is not paying all that well, so hit that thumbs up and subscribe and all those good things. I appreciate it very much. But I am going to take some of those and revamp them because I was not near sadly, I was not near as good as I am now with videos. Also, since I've changed the name on my channel, some of those older ones have my old channel name, things like that on. So I'm just going to kind of cut some of that stuff out, cut some of the talking out, and try and make them a little bit better as far as the editing is concerned. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy my older video here. This is one of those ones where I kind of did it over time, over several videos, and it started out, it did not work right in the back of my truck. This is going to go through kind of showing you the first part that I did that didn't really work, and then what I did to fix that. And it is working fine in the back of my truck up to this point, and it's been several years now. I went ahead and drilled the holes in the truck bed, just stuck this where I wanted it. Marked it with the Sharpie, drilled the holes out with a fluted drill bit. Get another Harbor Freight thing, they come in like a pack of 3, they're pretty cheap. And I actually used the 1/8 to 1/2 and drilled it all the way through, and it was a perfect size for these bolts here. What I did was try and bring this back as far as I could so that I had as much length over the back of my truck for my tailgate here, so I wasn't smacking into it all the time. What I managed to do is, if I actually put it on the hole that it's supposed to be here, I missed it by that much. I smack into the frame rail, comes right about into this area right here. So I guess there's a couple ways you could do this. You could cut that off, or drill a new hole, or drill more holes in the bed of your truck. And we have a fail. I went to put this Bronco seat in the back of my truck, which weighs maybe 60 pounds. It did bend my truck bed in the corner here. But in the defense of this product, it does say to mount it to the frame. But in my defense, if you look at the picture on their website of where they mounted it in the back of their truck, there's no way that it's mounted to a frame. It is just mounted to the bed of the truck. I figured out I need 19 inches on this plate, and so I measured it out, marked it out, used my square, took my scribed the line across there, and I'm gonna cut that out. Now I gotta cut, because this is coming clear out to this edge here, so I need to cut this corner out of here. So what I'm going to do is mark this, give it an estimate here. I'm actually going to come out a little bit further, give me a little bit of wiggle room there. I'm going to take that one out, and then I'll bring this one out to about where I want to be here. And don't forget to leave room for your tailgate to close up here. Then I'm going to, my head's not in your way here, kind of mark this, give me a little bit of wiggle there as well. Take the Sharpie and we'll mark along there. I went underneath there and I drilled the holes. Well, I didn't drill the holes, I marked the holes. So hopefully when that's sitting on here, I'll have a cross brace going right across here. In fact, this is hanging over just a little bit from the whole cross brace goes across here. And and obviously the whole back of the truck is right here. This is really strong here. So when this is sitting here, the weight from where it bent before was right around in here on my truck. And so that hoist will be sitting right here. Most of the weight will be here, and hopefully the this will keep it from pushing down too much here. Got her in. I got the plate here. I got a plate on the bottom. I got the plates that these came with down there, and had just enough bolt to where I could actually safely get a little bit of thread through them. So at some point I'm going to definitely probably get some grade 8 bolts and make them a little bit longer, but for right now, for testing, should work alright. I'm going to hook the chain up to this thing, stick that down in this oval hole here. It's an oval hole, stick that down there. And this is the bolt you're going to use. It's got the shoulder on it, shoulder bolt here. It's the only one like it in the kit, so that's the one we're putting here. And then this washer was in there. It doesn't show it anywhere in the book. This is the only one this size though, so, and it says not to worry more. It just shows you putting the bolt through here, but to save the pain a little bit, I'm going to use this washer that they sent in the kit anyway and put it on that side. And then it just shows the lock nut or lock washer and nut on this side, but this was also in the kit, so I'm going to put this on this side. Throw the lock washer and the nut on. The main pivot here, that's what I'm calling it. I don't know what the technical name is, but it came with Zerk fitting. I had to install that. We'll stick that right down on there. Then you got your ram, and that goes in this bottom hole here, and use the medium size pin on that one. There's a small, medium, and large. We're using the medium one here. And I am using these cotter pins. I don't know if you can see that, but it's similar to what you put into your hitch on your truck when you put the pin ball in. And it just clips in like that. Now it actually came with these permanent cotter pins that you put in. I'm not using those. This doesn't hold weight. It just keeps the pin from falling out. And quite honestly, like I said, I'm not going to have it in the back of my truck very much. So when I go to store this away, I want to be able to just tear it all down and put it away, and not have to worry about the whole big bulky thing and trying to figure out a place to put it. So anyhow, that goes on there. And we'll take the first tube, and the longest pin goes in this one. Right there. And another one of these cotter pins. And then lift that up, hold it up, and your ram, the top of your ram has the smallest pin goes through here. And yet another pin. So I mean, this is real simple to put together here, and I think it'll be a little bit easier to pull apart and put together to store it, like I said, this way. If I can get this in, there we go. And there's that, and obviously you have the part that goes inside that holds everything. Now you got all the way back, you got 1,000 pounds, 700, 600, and 500. Now it also comes with these pins, and the smaller one, it's got 2 of these. The smaller one is the one that you actually hold the arm on with here, keep it in place. When I have this all the way out, it's actually about 2 feet, it's like dead on 2 feet off my tailgate here. Most of the time when it's riding in the truck, it's all the way down. Anyway, then we'll go up over the wheel well there, and it's got a bigger one of them, and it just goes somewhere in here. There we go. And that'll keep it from moving around too much. I probably will still, because it's got a little bit of play, just keep it from rattling around. I'll probably put something up there that kind of holds it in a little bit. So, as I said before, I'm not really going to travel with this very often, just when I need to use it. And I decided actually to leave this in here. I noticed when I did grease the Zerk, doesn't rattle around too much, and as long as I take all the rest out, I'm not real worried about it getting stole. And I got to thinking if I left it in without this, the water would go down in here and probably fill it up or at least make a big mess in there. So I decided I'm traveling it with like this. So that gives me even less things to have to put away. Alright, I got it all in. Now I got to pull it all apart and paint it because I don't want any rust. Alright YouTube, I'm going to try lifting this. Now this is something I've been kind of fighting with myself over whether or not I wanted to talk about this or even show anybody anything. But I actually have a handicap. I have a bum leg basically. I have nerve damage in my leg which causes me excruciating pain most of the time. And because of that, I actually use this wheelchair when I'm going to go somewhere and do something and I'm going to be walking around, or not walking around obviously, but can't walk for long periods of time, so I use this chair. And I've weighed it with me in it, take my weight out of it. It weighs close to 300 pounds. And from what I've seen so far, I have not lifted it all the way up. I did take a little bit of weight off onto the crane here, and it does still seem like it's bending down a little bit, but this is the max most I'm going to be using it. So, yet again, don't use this for 1,000 pounds. Don't even do it the way I'm doing it if you probably even want to, you know, if you want to even come close to 1,000 pounds. So, because here's 300 and I think it's pushing it. And as you can see, that back plate is kind of coming up off the ground and it's definitely dipping down quite a bit. But like I said, this is the max I will ever use, and it's hanging, and it doesn't seem to be dropping a whole lot more. Like I said, don't do this at home, you know, unless you're just using it for throwing lawnmowers or something fairly light in the back that you're going to be doing. This is definitely pushing it at 300 pounds. Well, as you can see, it is free flowing here, and it's definitely, I got even more than I need to get this up. So if you have anything yay big, you'll be able to get it in the back, and I can turn it pretty darn easy. And we'll get it in here. And now here's the one thing I do see as a flaw here. Is this jack just hit the side of the truck. So I'm going to have an issue trying to get this jack turned around to let the pressure off. So that is a flaw right there. And I suppose I could have turned this around, but then I'd have been jacking down here when I tried that. That's why I have it the way I have it. So I think this is too long, first of all. And then the other thing is, unless you carry a Leatherman around like I do, you're going to have trouble with some sort of pair of pliers. And watch your fingers here, because I'll let her down. Sweet. Alright. I'd say it was a success for the most part. It's got a few flaws, like I said. I think I would definitely get with some grade A longer bolts here. You're definitely going to need plate. Personally, if I had bigger plate that would come maybe even out a little ways, it's not going to affect what you can load in here as much, but maybe bring it out even this far. Like I said, I'm not responsible if you do something that I do and mess up your truck or drop something on somebody's head or something. So, you know, I'm just showing you what I'm going to do for what I need to do, and I don't want you to follow anything that I do and hurt yourself, so I'm not responsible if you do. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that and got something out of it. Now get out there and get your junk working. Thanks for watching Junk Works Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master none. You all have a good one.